Afternoon, Aris here. Another video for the VC. Feeling slightly delicate last night. The office Christmas party, a bit early this year, but very nice, very nice. DJ and an Indian buffet. A lot of because of the way the world of offices work now. My office is now, my office was Glasgow, which I'd never visited, and now my office is India essentially. So we had a DJ and an Indian buffet, and so it was quite interesting and beautiful. I love Indian food anyway, but. Halfway through, we did start playing a bit of a table game. What should a DJ play at an Indian buffet? Which I don't know why I find this amusing, but we came up with a few records for him, which has Papa Dom Preach by Madonna, which was that was mine. I don't know why I find this funny. Jalfrezi Nights by Kiss. It's Jalfrezi Night. And my favourite, Gimme a Naan After Midnight by ABBA. If anyone's got any others, please feel free to comment. I've just thought of one. Stand by your naan. I don't know why I find that amusing. Just amuse myself. But I did have a little win on a threefold for the World Cup, and I actually guessed America. England would be 0-0. So that was my third in my threefold. So I got quite a substantial sum of money, which is about time. So I went to the record fair at Dane Southampton and picked up some records. Some of them abuse, a couple of absolute, I hate to say grails, but first one up. And I've wanted this for years. And it's either always overpriced or in terrible condition. Bill Withers, live at Carnegie Hall, beautiful. Starts off with the 8-minute version of Use Me, fantastic. Grandma's Hands. I Can't Write Left-Handed, that's the Vietnam song. Beautiful version of Lonely Town, Lonely Street. An amazing version of Lean On Me. And the Harlem Cold Baloney at the end where they interact with the crowd. I mean, Bill Withers is just the loveliest man in the world, isn't he? Sadly died, I think, 2 years ago. But he just seems the most beautiful man that's ever lived. Fantastic. So pleased to get this at a decent price. There was a guy there selling 12 inches. Not only did he price them cheaply, but then he had them at half price. Death Disco by Public Image Limited. Sad Keith Levine, rest in peace, died two weeks ago. This is the song. Johnny Lydon's mum was dying of cancer, and I think she told him, "Can you write a disco song for me?" So he wrote Death Disco. It's not a disco song in the slightest. It's quite a grueling tune actually, and a beautiful. It encompasses Swan Lake. Keith Levine, fantastic on here. The B-side is like some mega mix. I can't wait to hear that. I haven't heard any of these records yet. Although I know a few of them, but cannot wait to hear the 12 of Death Disco. I bought this because it was so cheap, and it's quite a desirable record now, isn't it? Because it was on that programme, which I don't watch TV anymore. I turned the TV off at the start of COVID, and I've never turned it back on. Running Up That Hill 12-inch by Kate Bush. Peanuts, he had this on for 6, so I've got it for 3, and it's got an instrumental. And apparently the other track on it is fantastic, someone told me. Don't know what it's called. Under the Ivy. Someone's told me that Under the Ivy is one of the best piano ballads of the 80s. I'm going to find out the hard way later, but yeah. I'm sort of trying to find a lot of my... One way my record collection has changed is I'm just trying to find a lot of my favourite ever songs on 12. So I can have a collection of my favourite ever songs on 12-inch. So I've got my favourite songs in the best format. The most... I never thought I'd get this one, because not because it's completely rare, because I didn't realise it was out on a 12. It's Pete Townsend and Ronnie Lane's Annie. Essentially, it's a Ronnie Lane solo song. They brought out an album called Rough Cut together. Ronnie Lane from The Faces, Pete Townsend from The Who. Rough Cut's alright, it's not a bad album, it's not my favourite by any means. The song Annie by Ronnie Lane is one of the most beautiful songs ever. It's only a 2-minute song, so to have it on a 12-inch is kind of odd. It's a lot of dead waxer. Oh, here we go. It's just a beautiful song. I had no idea it came out on a 12. And I just love this song so much. So I'm really pleased to add it to the library of my favourite ever songs on 12-inch. I bought this today. People who watch, or people who live on the South Coast, know that the legend that is Clive is always at all the record fairs. He's a wonderful bloke, Clive. He's been dealing for 20, 25, 30 years, knows his stuff. Prices sensibly, kind of on the high side, but his condition is always spot on, and he will, if you're a regular, he will knock off mental amounts. He had this on, and I wouldn't say this is a grail. I didn't even know this existed on vinyl. The Smiths' Best Volume 2 came out in '92. I thought it was a CD album. They might as well call this Johnny Marr Masterclass. Opens up with Johnny Marr trying to be Keith Richards, the boy with the thorn in his side. Then maybe Johnny Marr's, one of his most fantastic moments, the Headmaster Ritual. Then Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now, just one of Johnny Marr's most melodic moments. Then maybe Johnny Marr's, to me, Johnny Marr's greatest moment, Girl Afraid. I just think Girl Afraid. I've heard interviews with professional guitarists who say they can't even play Girl Afraid. It's like his rockabilly. I mean, what a track list that is. Just wonderful, that. And fantastic sleeve as well. Another fantastic. I think Volume 1's got Charles Hawtrey on the cover, so I've got to try and find that. What a weirdo Charles Hawtrey was. If you want an interesting read, read about Charles Hawtrey, one of the most despised men ever in showbiz. But yeah, absolutely thrilled to get this. And the price he gave this to me was insanely low. He's given it to me about a third of Discogs value. It's incredible. So thank you, Clive. Mr. Half Price 12-inch man, I got this off him. I'm not the biggest Cocteau Twins fan, but I've been told that Love's Easy Tears EP, this is the EP, I've heard this is one of the best EPs of the 80s. I kind of like the Cocteau Twins, but in small doses, so this might be perfect. Again, this has cost me like £3-4, I think. Love's Easy Tears, really thrilled to get this, because I think it's going to sound amazing. And I say, I don't have a lot of Cocteau Twins, and I love a 12-inch, especially an 80s 12-inch with 3 or 4 songs on it. And this is one, didn't get this at the record fair, but I bought this a couple of weeks, about 2 months ago, and I forgot to show it. It's Live at the Witch Trials by The Fall, the American sleeve, the reissue on flaming red vinyl, but sounds all right. And I've got to say, I love this sort of wonky era of The Fall, just absolute crackers, isn't it? Mad wonky keyboards, rockabilly guitars, drumming's all over the shop. Fantastic this. One of my grails is the first Fall 7-inch, which has got Repetition on, and Bingo Masters Breakout. This has got Mark Riley on guitar. Anyone in the UK will know Mark Riley, or Lard as we know him. Oh, fancy a brew. So this has got Mark Riley on guitar, and yeah, fantastic. Live at the Witch Trial by The Fall. More 12s. Propaganda, Dr. Mabuse. I've recently bought Propaganda by Jewel by Propaganda, which is fantastic. I can't remember how Dr. Mabuse goes, but it was a couple of quid, and I'm pretty certain I'm going to love it. So yeah, Dr. Mabuse by Propaganda. Out there on the Z label, weren't they? Same as Frankie. I was pretty chuffed to get. I thought I'd got some massive rarity here. It was Mr. 12-inch again. Patti Smith's Gloria on a 12-inch, half price. I got it for £4. He'd overpriced that one actually a little bit. But I thought I saw it and I thought, shit, that's rare. Gloria on a 12. It's again one of my favourite, top 10 song ever. But no, it's quite common apparently. But it's got her version of My Generation by The Who on the B-side. So I'm loving that. And again, this was just peanuts. And one of my favourite songs of the 80s, Wah, The Story of the Blues. Again, I've got this for about £1. Can't wait to hear it. I love this song so much. Wah, Story of the Blues. So so chuffed to get it on a 12. I think I got it on a 7 back there, but it's absolutely shot to shit, to be honest. So yeah, really pleased to get that. So thanks for watching. There'll be some more videos later, and take care, everyone. Thank you.